that's like the hardest right now to get all those approved. We have to like submit pictures and videos of us without tattoos and all this
That's
stuff to
so
make.
insane.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
Wow, we've known Jake Miller for many years. I don't know, can you count, Jake Miller, how many years that we've all been family? How long?
I would say probably since like 2014, 2013.
Wow.
So here we go, 10 years.
Yeah,
Pretty
something like
crazy.
that.
So Jake, we met Jake Miller a long time ago, and I was always impressed how you're just a self-made artist. You really like to have hands-on control of you, your music, your fans, everything. And from time to time, you would go, okay, maybe I need to sign with a label and, let them use their machine to get me where they think, I think we should go, whatever. But you always seem to want to go back to being independent, which is where you are now. Talk about the last 10 years and your off again, on again relationship with being with a label versus just being with yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a complete roller coaster, this industry. It's ever changing. I've been with, 4 or 5 record labels. I feel like I've come into you many times being like, I'm independent. And then the next time I'm like, I just signed with a record label. So it's what you said, it's always changing. But I'm pretty confident that I'll never sign with a record label again. Just the older I get, the more the industry changes. They don't have anything that I need. I have everything that I need right here in my studio and with my fans. And I'm just gonna, go for it by myself from now on.
Wow.
Of course, there are a lot of artists who would go, "Oh God, I could never do what Jake is doing," and they prefer to be with the people that are at labels, that's what's best for them. But look at what Jake has accomplished. I mean, of course, you've had a lot of music come out in the last 10 years. Your fan base is massive, so no matter where you go to play a show, they show up. It's all you need. It's everything that you desire out of this business, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a musician and all I want to do is put out music and not just one song every 6 months. I want to put out as much music as possible. And, with record labels, that's just not really possible. It's just, I don't need any speed bumps. Right now, I don't need anyone slowing me up or like telling me why I can't do something or why I have to wait. I just want to go. Like I'm getting older. I just want to go. And like, there's no time to wait. I just want to put out great music for my fans.
Well, that's what Danielle says to me all the time. Let's leave iHeart and just do our own thing.
No, that's not what Danielle says.
No, oh, come on. It's exactly what you said. We don't need them. iHeart's a speed bump in Danielle's world.
I don't think I ever said that, but okay. Wait, can I ask you, how are the wedding plans going? I have to come from the girly perspective,
Wow, I love how you totally went away from the fact that you want to leave iHeart and be independent.
I never said that. Go ahead.
Jake is getting married. My heart is broken. I thought I was the one, Jake. I'm so mad.
Hey, you have Alex. No,
okay, that's right.
Wedding planning. Oh, my timer's going off to make sure I'm not sleeping. Wedding planning is going awesome. We're like, in the thick of it right now. We got the venue, we got the date, we got the wedding planner, we got the DJ. I think soon we're going to our venue to like do the food testing and the cake testing. So that'll be fun.
So exciting.
Yeah. So you're doing like the checklist of things you got to do to get ready for the wedding. So since you and Brandy, I don't want to get too personal, but I do. Since you and Brandy became really, really, really into each other, how has that affected the way you write your music? I mean, obviously you're always being very, very from the heart. And I remember you wrote an album of nothing but heartbreak. I mean, that was several relationships ago. Yeah. I mean, and now it's changed. What is it? If you sat down to write a song today, what would it be like? What would it be about?
That's a good question. I mean, she's always definitely the first one to hear the songs that I make. And, oftentimes she's just sitting in the back of my studio while I'm making them. A lot of times, I'll be really excited about a song and she'll get home from work and I'll play it for her. And she's like brutally honest and she's a perfectionist. So sometimes she'll be like, it's not my favorite. And that'll kind of bum me out. But I do know that like her taste of music is slightly different than mine. She likes very like singer-songwriter, acoustic, simple songs where it's like, I'm like rapping on top of like intricate beats and stuff. So I take it with a grain of salt, but when she loves a song, I get extremely excited. But we actually get into the studio, me and her, like almost once or twice a month and just get like wine drunk till like 4 a.m. and just make some kind of song.
I didn't even know she sings. Wow.
Is she a musician?
No, she's not a musician, but she can.
Okay.
She tries.
No, she's actually really good. She's pretty much good at anything she does. But we do like covers of songs. We set up the studio to do karaoke, or we just like, I think we've tried to do an original song, but yeah, we made a song about our cat once. That was
Well, I will tell you, Jake made some of my favorite music ever during pandemic. Didn't you write a song about getting a puppy? I mean, it was like a 14-second song about getting a puppy or something like that. I mean, you actually had a lot of fun while you could have been going crazy, locked down during that time. But
yeah, it's funny. Those songs were so short and silly, but they launched my, TikTok following and gained me millions of new fans who are now, coming to my shows for the first time because of these stupid little videos that we posted during the pandemic. It's pretty crazy how much TikTok changed everything for me over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it all fell into place for you. And by the way, if you're just turning us on, Jake MiIler is here. We're about to play his new song that's dropping today, and we're going to talk about your tour. We got to tell people how to come see you. But back to something we were talking about a second ago, Brandy, your fiance. Musicians love to get into the studio and collaborate with other musicians, people who are accomplished in their in the same field. I think it's a different way to approach songwriting and creating music if you are in the studio with someone who knows nothing about it. You get a fresh approach. Like, you know what? You musicians never think about this. Brandy could say, what if you did it this way? Because that's what I would like. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, that's why I value her opinion, and even like my sister and my parents' opinion, because even though they're not music people, that's the beauty of it. It's like they're not listening to all these, frequencies of the sound of the snare and the chord changes. They're just listening from like an average listener's perspective. And that's what I'm trying to cater to anyway. So it's like, it makes the most sense that I get the opinion of like, my friends who are doctors and lawyers who like don't really know much about all the technical stuff that my musical friends might think about. It's like when I listen to a song, I listen to it so much differently than how I'm sure you guys listen to it. I'm like critiquing every single sound that was in it and every lyric and the meaning of it, instead of just kind of like enjoying the overview of it, which is kind of sad, but yeah.
Well, it's gonna be maddening. Because I know Charlie Puth is our friend, and he listens. He'll hear a toilet flush and he turns it into like an album.
Yeah.
And because he gets in his head, he can't get it out. I'm like, wow. I mean, that's talent. It's pure, unbelievable talent. At the same time, if you're like a movie you make movies, you're a producer, a director. When you go see a film, how can you enjoy it? Because you're like, oh, that scene could have been 5 seconds shorter. Look at that. I can see the CGI in the background. It's like it ruins it for everyone. But that's why it's great to have Brandy as your co-pilot when you sit down to do a song. So the song Green that we're about to play. Talk about Green. 'Cause I listen to it. I love it. Green relaxes me. It's I don't know. Tell me what you feel about Green and how it makes you feel.
Green is like, to me, the perfect song to kind of jumpstart this new era. It's got like all of the vibes that I love all mixed in one. You can hear my influences in there from Mac Miller. You can hear my influences in there from John Mayer. There's, a beautiful piano jazzy intro, which I just love. Me and Brandy love going to like jazz shows. But then there's like the hip hop element with like the Mac Miller stuff that I grew up on and that got me into music. So it really just has like everything that I love. And I'm singing, I'm rapping, I'm having fun. It's a nice summer song. And I just think it's a great song to kind of reintroduce this kind of like this new era of mine.
I love it. And you're going to love it in a second when we play it. All right. So Jake MiIler on the road. Here you go. Time to get to work. You officially announced the tour today. Do you know off the top of your head how many venues you have so far? I know it's always a work in progress, but are you looking at like a long time out on the road?
Not really. We don't really do like too long of tours anymore. I mean, a month and a half tops is really all I can take at a time. But we're doing Asia for the first time before America, which is going to be insane. We've had to go through all these hoops in the last couple months to get approved for all these Asia shows. We have to submit all these videos, and they have to submit every lyric. We have to submit videos of us performing them without tattoos.
Really? It's that. So where in Asia are you going?
So right now it's confirmed. We have 2 shows in Tokyo, which I just heard are selling really well, which I think they did better on pre-sale than any America show, which is amazing.
Wow.
That's so cool. Wow.
Yeah. So 2 shows in Tokyo, 1 in the Philippines. And then I'm not sure I'm allowed to say this, but I'm saying anyway, there's, I think 4 or 5 shows that we haven't announced yet, but that hopefully will be confirmed soon in China. That's like the hardest right now to get all those approved. We have to like submit pictures and videos of us without tattoos and all this stuff.
That's so insane.
Really? You have to cover up your tattoos in China?
Wow.
Yeah.
What if you have a tattoo? Can you just cover it up and then, get away with it that
Probably.
way? Okay.
My drummer was putting Band-Aids over his like neck tattoos and stuff.
No, I hear they
But
check
yeah,
you at the airport. They make you strip down. They check for tattoos.
Could you
All
imagine?
right, well, there you go. Yeah, going to China, because that there's a little bit of an interesting edge to that. So make sure you get home nice and safe and sound.
Is it crazy for you in Asia? Like, do people follow you around? And is it crazier there than it is in America?
Have you been?
it's hard to gauge it. I've only been once on like a vacation with my friend, but I mean, I have this one song called Dazed and Confused from like 8 years ago that's like absolutely massive out in the Philippines. So like I'm doing like this mini arena there. It makes like
Wow.
it's crazy. But yeah, after that we come home and then a month later we do 20 states, 20 cities in America. So it's gonna be awesome.
Wow, I'm thinking about where you were and where you are and where you're going. I remember Jake doing a concert in a field where they were launching hot air balloons. It was a hot air balloon festival.
I remember that.
So funny. I know, but look, all of your independent hard work is paying off, and that's the story. So how do we get tickets for your shows? Where do we go? What's the best place?
JakeMiler.com. Super easy to find them. I think they go on sale at 10 a.m. local time, wherever you are at 10 a.m. But I know in New York we're playing the old Highline Ballroom. I think it reopened as a new venue, so that's where we're playing
cool.
this time. I think you actually like introduced me. That was my birthday show that you introduced me on stage. Remember? At the
Absolutely.
Highline Ballroom. Yeah, so we're playing that with you. It's gonna be great.
After your show, they closed it down. Like, nah, just close the door. No, I'm kidding. That was awesome. Look, it's great having you here, Jake. It's always great to see you. Congratulations on everything, from a great home life into a great tour on the way, and in the album, which will be out eventually.
Yep.
It'll happen. Jake Miller, and this is Green. You have a great weekend. Take care.
Yes.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.